Hello, everybody. I just wanted to make an announcement that I have created my very own One Piece card game simulator. I know that there already is one, but there were certain things that I personally wanted to improve upon, and so I designed my very own, and I just wanted to make this video as an introduction of kind of how to use it, where it is, and generally just how it works. So let's get into it. So this is what it looks like when you go to the website. I will link the link below. It's compatible with both mobile and on desktop. There's a few ways you can play a game. You can practice by self v self and just select the deck that you want. If you're not logged in, you have starter decks you can select. This is kind of what the layout looks like. And all of your actions go in that spot right there. But we'll go into all of that a little bit later. You can also go to the public lobby. For that, you just need a display name. You can also join an existing game with a code. You can create a room, just name it something, and say whether or not you want to private. Now I'm going to log in and show you how to create a deck. You have to be logged in with a Gmail account because otherwise I don't know who you are and who to link that deck to. You can also change your profile, your name. You can select a custom Dawn you want to use that both you and your opponent will see, and some other settings we'll go over later. For managing decks, you can create a new deck. You can either manually put one in. You just give it a name, select the leader you would like to play with. And you can also select alternate arts, and these will be visible to both you and to your opponent when you are in a match. In order to save the deck and play with it, you need to enforce it as legal. That means it won't let you save it if you don't have a leader and 50 cards and it doesn't follow all of the rules, like no more than 4 cards, except for the specific cards that say that you can have as many as you want of them. All of those rules are enforced. But you can also import decks. You can do that from Deck Dev, the official website, as I'm going to show you right now. And the second format you can import it in is the format that the other simulator uses. So we'll walk through it one by one. So you just need to copy the text that you see on screen here. As long as you copied it correctly, you shouldn't have any problems. And in just a second, you should see that everything refreshed. And you can scroll through your deck and see all of the cards and their quantities. The other way you can view your deck is by clicking View Deck. This is good for screenshots. And you can also export your deck. I personally use the dev website one, so if you want to import it into the other simulator, you would need to change the format. So now I'm going to import the deck from the other simulator. You just have to copy your deck list, and the same way you just import it, you paste it in there, and your new deck appears. You can also add alternative arts to your deck. So if there's a particular alternative art you would like, I have both the official alternative arts as well as anything that can be found on TCG. I try to keep that pretty updated. And always make sure to enforce legality, and you can add a deck that way. You will see all of the decks here in a list format, and you can select the one that you prefer, and that will always be your default selection. You can also always delete decks by pressing the little trash icon. It will ask you if you're sure, and then you can delete it, and then the little edit will allow you to edit the given deck. So first, a little bit of housekeeping. This is kind of what the board looks like if you're on desktop. You can play vertically or horizontally, whatever is more comfortable to you or whatever looks better to you. You can also fix the panel to the top. This just gives you a little bit more control, and you can select cards directly, or if you would like them to pop up like that, then select card zoom. This is more useful for mobile devices. You can also collapse your hand as well as reorder the cards in your hand if you would like. Now we're just going to run through a basic game setup. So you would create a room, somebody else joins, you would select first or second. Any actions you have to take pop up in that little box right there, and then you click it to get a larger dialogue and then select the option you would like. Chat notifications appear up top. You can open the chat to talk to the other person. To play a card, you just select the card that you would like to play, and then in the actions, you click play that character. If you have the end turn option selected up top, that will ask you, are you sure you want to end your turn? Otherwise, it will just end your turn. It will not double check. Like for this player, this option is off, so when I click end turn, it will just end my turn. When you play a character that has an on play, or there's any effect that could happen, it will ask you if you would like to perform the on play first. Like here, do you want to perform it? It tells you what it is. And then it will ask you follow-up questions. So here, do you want to target at you or your opponent? Here, I'm looking at my own top card and placing it top or bottom. All of this is done through dialogues like this. To attach Dawn, you just select the number of Dawn that you want. You can attach multiple Dawn at once, and then select the character and click Attach Dawn. To attack, just select the character you want to attack with, attack, and then select your target. When you're responding to an attack, Take Life is the default option it gives you, but you have a counter in hand, you can select that character and counter, and that will become an option for you as well. Similar with playing event counters, and the attack will resolve automatically when the power threshold that you need is reached. When playing a searcher card, you will get the display of all of the cards you can choose. You can select the one that you want. If it's a order top to bottom on the deck, it will ask you to do that. You can also look at your trash by clicking the trash area. You can also look at your opponent's trash. I'm just running through another basic attack, and the opponent is going to take the life. When you take the life card you pulled will become your first one. If it's a trigger, it will show up, as I will show you in a little bit. Here I'm going to play a blocker just so that I can show you how to block if you have a blocker on the board. But then we're going to attach to Dawn to the Big Mom leader. She has a when attacking effect. Now, for us, we don't want to do the when attacking effect because we don't have less than 2 cards, so it won't actually do anything. So it's asking us if we want to perform it, but rather than saying perform while attacking, we're just going to click select target and select the target we want to be attacking instead. Now I'm going to just show you how triggers work. When you take a life and there is a trigger, it will pop up as a dialogue like this. If you want to look at your board, you can click out of it and you can go look at your trash, look at the board, and when you're ready to make a decision, it'll be in your action area and you can decide to use it or to not. Here is just another search event. I picked which card I want to play. Pretty self-explanatory. When a card of any kind is picked by the opponent, you will get a little opponent reveal window, and through that you can see what your opponent picked, and you select OK, and it will go away after that. Now I'm just going to walk you through a quick blocking your attack action. So Rob Lucci once more is going to attack Big Mom, and Big Mom now is going to block with Bruley. The attack gets transferred to Bruley once you select the block, and then you can KO Charlotte Bruley because you don't want to counter that. Now, on the other side, Rob Lucci can do his on KO of opponent now. Crash 2 cards, and now he gets to restand and attack again. But he can only do that once per turn. Now I'm going to quickly cover main effects. So these have the main effect of adding double attack and banish to a Charlotte Lynn character or leader. And so when you perform their effect, you have to select Big Mom. She will light up in green. And then when you click on her, underneath you see the effects that she has now gained that she does not normally have. And here's a quick example of actually performing a one attacking effect on Daifuku. When he's attacking, I select perform Daifuku's effect. Then it asks me top or bottom, referring to the life. Once you've made all the selections, it will ask you for the target of your attack. Similar to before, we're going to use Blue to block, but now we're also going to counter on top of it. So just remember, whenever there's something you want to do, just click the relevant character or other card and the option should pop up. You already have 5 cards and you want to play another one, you're going to have to discard a character card first. You select the card you want to discard, and then here we're also doing the on play that's relevant to Big Mom. The opponent has to select trashing a card or granting the opponent one, and then it comes back to your turn. Here I'm just showing you a quick example of a double attack banish. When you take that life, it goes straight to the trash, and so you can see those cards in the trash. There's nothing extra you need to do for the double attack banish to work correctly. When playing a character like Rob Lucci, I need to select 2 cards from my trash in order for him to gain rush, and you will always see a green around characters or cards you can select and red around those you can't. You can't click on those at all, but it will also make sure beforehand that you have the requisite number of cards to perform the effect, otherwise you just wouldn't be able to in the first place. When you have an effect like Isho does where you have to trash your opponent's cards, when you play Isho and do his on play, you will see all of the cards face down, and then you will be asked to select the ones you would like to trash, and they will go face up. You can't actually go back and change your mind. It's once you click them, they're set in stone. But it just gives you a little bit more control over the process, and you get to actually decide which cards get trashed. Just to give you another example, here's a quick run through of Bluno's on KO effect. When he dies, he can bring someone cost 4 or less back and play them rested. At the end of the game, if you're out of cards, you will be asked to admit defeat, and that's that. That option is also available at any time after the 3rd turn in the display menu. The app is also responsive to the orientation of your phone, so changing the orientation will change how things look. Last thing I wanted to touch on is for regular searchers that require you to order top to bottom. So here we're going to use Bonnie, and when we actually perform her effect, the first thing we have to do is we have to pick a valid card. So we pick Gauge, but then we actually have to order the rest of them top to bottom. So 1, which is going to end up being the top, all the way to 4, which is going to be the last card. So I hope you enjoyed my video about this and that makes you excited to try it. We also have a Discord community, and I will leave the link to that in the description. And I hope it inspires you to try it out and maybe tell your friends about it. The entire thing is online, so you can access it from anything that has a browser. For the most part, it's PC and mobile compatible, and there's no cross-platform issues, so PC can play with mobile and iPhone with Android. No issues like that. There's nothing you ever need to download. Any updates will just directly be updated on the website because it just works like a regular website. And I have a lot of features I would like to implement soon, like stats and being able to maybe do even push notifications for when people want to play. But I really hope that this can get off the ground because I spent a lot of time and effort into this and would really love to see it grow into something. Thank you.